So we've talked about some of the physical things, and you're a psychiatrist.
I am.
So you've said, I think a couple of weeks ago, that we're all carrying around a few more pounds or kilos of anxiety, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
What other mental health issues are affecting us? Can you just give us a bit of an overview there? Because
Wow.
I'm sure, I know, I've just opened up a whole can of worms.
No, this is good because this is my area. This is what's happening. So what part of our mental health is not being affected?
Yeah,
right?
That's true. That's more the question, isn't it?
Well, because having this COVID crisis, it does a few things. First of all, exactly as you said, it's like we're carrying around an extra 20 pounds of anxiety, all of us. But we don't want to burden each other on this, so we sort of keep it in, right? And keep a brave face, which is more of a stress on us.
Yeah.
Okay. Then some places have gone into lockdown, some borders have closed, sometimes there's isolation. So that has brought the economy down. Okay. Not as much as we were thinking it might, but just
well,
a bit
it depends
on
on which country.
Depends on where we are, that's exactly right. Okay, so that brings uncertainty. People have been losing their livelihoods. That brings uncertainty. We don't know when we're going to get on top of this COVID crisis. That brings anxiety. There are some parts of society that are now very busy and some that are feeling, you know what, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life.
Yeah, there's a lot of that around,
Particularly for young people. Young people have their hopes and their dreams intact. COVID has taken, or may take, a lot of those hopes and dreams away. Unless we can get on top of that COVID crisis, which is what I want us to do, so that people can get their hopes and dreams back. The future is actually very precious to us. We want to be able to invest in the future.
Okay, so you've said anxiety, depression.
Okay.
Give us a list.
A list? All right. So we've talked about the anxiety, which happens to absolutely everybody. Everybody in some way is facing their mortality or uncertainty in life. Okay, so anxiety is just rife for everybody. Even uncertainty as to how anxious should I be or not. Right?
Yeah, that's right,
Then the isolation, the working from home, means that we're not in contact with people as much as we used to.
Yes.
And I suppose we talked about this before.
Yeah.
We start looking at each other suspiciously.
Yeah, that was in our first
Are you somebody who has COVID? Do I have to be careful of you?
Yeah,
you know?
we're othering other people.
We're othering other people. So we become more suspicious, more alienated from each other, more isolated. That leads to depression. And we talked about suicide previously. Suicide rates are up. Then in healthcare workers, there is post-traumatic stress disorder.
Oh, in the healthcare workers?
When you watch people die,
of course,
it takes its toll. As much as we're trained so that this doesn't happen, I've seen it happen and it takes its toll. And I work with people who've had too much of this. One of my areas is vicarious trauma, and too many healthcare workers are feeling vicarious trauma.
Can you explain what vicarious trauma is?
All right, so vicarious trauma is when trauma doesn't happen to you, but it happens to somebody close to you, like a person that you're taking care of in hospital, like a person that you're transporting from a motor vehicle accident to the hospital, or when you're rescuing somebody from a fire, or you're a policeman and you're watching somebody with a gun in their hand. The trauma is not directly to you, but just being close to the trauma means that your trauma cup is starting to get filled. And we're only just working on how we can actually relieve all of that sort of tension. All right, so I talked about anxiety and depression and suicide and post-traumatic stress disorder, and we're all just becoming lonely, and we're all putting pressure on each other, which means that relationships are starting
really
to get affected.
Yes.
Domestic violence is a real problem. The whole thing about women and men's roles, okay, that is all under pressure. But it's all taken us back to a time when, you know, we thought we got over this. We thought we're getting better through all of this.
Well,